Today, I have as a guest Mirela Mattos. She's a yoga instructor, wellness and meditation coach, and a mother of 6. This is very important. Mirela's work bridges spirituality, body movement, and conscious living, bringing presence and grounding into real life. The conversation today is about finding flow through the body, centering ourselves in the midst of daily demands and returning to who we are beneath it all. Mirela, welcome to Decoding the Flow. I'm so happy to have you here.
Me too. Thank you, Drica. I'm excited to be here.
Did I miss anything in your presentation? Would like to share more about yourself?
I love what you said. Beautiful words. I teach yoga, and a big part of my work is centering, coming back to these moments, letting go of the thoughts, and getting to work. Every moment matters something, especially as a mom of 6.
It is so amazing just feeling your energy from the screen. We can already tell that you're centered. If you have a chance to watch on YouTube, you can totally feel her presence. If you're just listening, it's okay. Maybe you get a chance to watch it later on. Let's talk about yoga first. And what led you to yoga, meditation, and a more conscious relationship with your body?
Skydiving was what got me the passion or the desire to be more present, to be more in touch with nature, and to be physically more capable. Before that, I didn't have it. So that's what got me there. And then obviously going through life challenges, having children, getting through a divorce, and everything in between, being a single mom. That's meditation. That's when I knew I needed to get myself into meditation. That's something I found that was really good for me. And yoga became the one constant in my life since those days, 2007. That's when I met you.
Wow, it's been a while. It's been a long journey. Mirela and I, we know each other for so long. We are both from Brazil and we share our life here in the United States, but it's so interesting because we don't see each other very often. First, because she lives really far away. She's Orange County, basically.
Really far away.
Yeah, or I am far away. But
Not that far away.
we always have this connection between spirituality and spiritual awakening. So our conversations, it goes beyond just being in the United States from Brazil, because at the very beginning of our journey here, we had a very different life. We used to party more. We are a lot younger. So, and then for some reason, Mirela and I stay in touch basically through all of the videos and all of the spiritual teachings that we share interest in such a deep level. And I admire you so much. Watching you becoming a mother of 6 and so successful in your yoga and meditation practice. It's just so beautiful to watch. I would love for you to share some encouragement for people who may find themselves stuck or may find themselves they have to wait for something to happen, or maybe they have kids and they're waiting for the kids to grow. How was for you this search for your own path, introducing yoga meditation with your family?
Yes. So something you said that it was almost like a trigger to me. You said waiting, or you're waiting. What I've learned is everything is always flowing and moving. And the more we wait, the more the energy gets stagnant, the more we hope something is going to show in front of us or the right time is going to arrive. And in my journey, I think the most insightful part of my journey was the moment I've decided to, I don't even know where I'm going, but I'm going to start moving right now. And that direction looks better than this, so I'm going right here, right? So definitely moving, trying to figure out. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm interested in this topic. So maybe I'll do a course on this. I don't have the money. Maybe I'll work a little, try to figure out that very first step and just go that direction, whatever it takes. Right. And I feel like I'm still in the first step because every day I look and I'm like, how can I get there? Right. So by moving, and there's many ways we can use that word, like by moving your energy, by moving your body. If you don't know where to go for a walk, you get that inspiration, go be on the sand and feel the wind on your face. That's going to give you a little bit of the ability to be present, grounding. So moving.
I love that. I love because I'm very huge in body movement. And if you don't know, but a really big part of my life besides the art and art business and painting, everything related to becoming a business owner and an entrepreneur, I'm also very good in moving my body. It's something I do on a daily basis, and I cannot even tell. I don't recognize myself if I'm not at the gym. It's like how it is. But I wanted to have you here because I don't practice a lot of yoga, and I know how important it is. And I would love for you to talk a little bit about the core of a yoga because I know you've been learning and now teaching. So tell us the importance of yoga and moving your body on a daily basis.
So I don't necessarily say that yoga is for everyone, but also yoga is for everyone at the same time. You gotta want to do it and want to try it. Like the flexibility, a lot of people come to me and say, "Well, I'm not flexible." You have to be flexible in your mind. That's what we need. So be willing to try something new. Now, for some people, they come like, "This is too slow. I don't like the poses. I prefer it so to run, or I prefer to lift weights instead." And the first thing I say, movement is very important, whether it is you're going for a walk daily, or you are going for the course, or going to the gym, or doing a yoga practice, or going into the yoga topic. Yoga, the word yoga means to yoke, to unite, union. And you can interpret that many ways, but in the core of that belief for me is the union of your breath and your body. And it's your opportunity to arrive at the present time with the unity of all these elements that are going on, your ability to observe your thoughts. That is a lot. That is the practice of yoga, more than the we call the poses, the asanas, more than the poses, more than the asanas. The asanas is, we call it, it's like a way to prepare your mind to get your body moving in a certain way, so you can find that place of quiet at the end. You know how every yoga has that resting part of the end, right? Most people call it shavasana. We lie on the mat and we close our eyes. The rule of thumb is 2 minutes, no talking. The meditation is the whole thing. You connecting with your breath and moving your body, you find in this place of quiet. And those 2 minutes, maybe after that movement, you can achieve that peace easier after moving your body, right? After you do something as strenuous exercise. Sometimes it's easier to settle down after, right? To find a little bit of calm, getting that energy moving. So I think that's the importance.
It's so interesting. You talk a lot about meditation and breath. And Mirela, I always share some beautiful and inspiring quotes that can change your day. I'd love for you
It's
to share.
Instagram.
I'd love for you to share some of your favorite quotes that maybe we can all listen now, get grounded.
I love a lot of the work of Dr. Joe Dispenza, which is something both of us connect with a lot, but something more deep and old, like Rumi, the writer. I was actually thinking on the drive here, Paulo Coelho was the first writer that I got into when I was 8 or 9 years old. I read The Alchemist, and there's a lot, I don't know if I have anything by heart, but there's a lot of the things that he says and the direction that he goes that are very enlightening to me. I have one quote that I speak a lot in my classes that speaks a lot to me by Rumi that I know by heart is, "It isn't your task to seek for love. Your task is to seek for the barriers that you create against love." And then
Wow.
that's where the quote ends, but I add on, like, once, as human beings, once we start finding or being aware of our body, our energy, we find that resistance, right? Oh, I'm holding on here. Our first instinct is to try to push it away, to try to resist it. And then I continue the quote with my own words, but your job is to embrace that resistance, right? Open space, welcome it in. That's when your hold, your energetic resistance starts to soften, and energy wants to move through us. So the only way anything goes away is by moving through. And when we push them away and we resist, we hold tension, it gets stuck in our bodies. So that's part of the teaching of yoga. We move the body. We sometimes find these places where it's very challenging for some people to do certain poses, and sometimes that pose is not for you, but a lot of the times you just sit there and you breathe and you find that place that is not so deep, right? And you're feeling that that sensation in your breathing there. And now you're softening and you're welcoming that energy that is stagnant in your joints to start passing through you.
There's so much to unpack here. Let's go back to
Mhm.
resistance because stop us most of the times. And I love when you say it. The only way to go through is by accepting resistance. It is so
Which is a hard
beautiful.
concept.
It is. Hey, how do you accept resistance if you're resisting it, right? How do you do that?
So that's the concept, like on your minds, on your thoughts, but the energy in your body. Like the first thing we do in a yoga practice, what I teach is like start scanning your body, see where you're holding it. And a lot of the times you start noticing you have something that happened yesterday that you're holding on to it because we don't like it, how it went, or we wish it was different, and part of this the self work that is not just yoga, but is being okay when things are not the way we think or the way we like.
Yeah, I think the big part of it is also being aware of whatever is coming up to you, being aware that you are resisting this. And then you have to investigate it, why it is that you are resisting it. So awareness, awareness, awareness.
Absolutely, yes.
What are the practices that you do for yourself before everything else?
For me, to be very honest, I'm not at this stage of my life with the 6 kids. My youngest is 3, my oldest is 16. None of them are driving yet. I'm the one that does everything with the schedules and everything. In this stage of my life, there's not a lot of quiet time. There's not a lot of opportunities to sit in a meditation without getting disrupted. The goal would be to meditate at least 20 minutes every day in the morning. That is not something I'm able to do every day, unfortunately. But then I try to find those moments where I'm on my own, right? So I'm in the car and I'm driving, and sometimes I turn everything off or I put a song that speaks to me at that moment, and that's my time. Sometimes I stop in the driveway and I just sit there for a little bit, or I've learned as a mom of 6 to really appreciate the moments where I'm alone, which is interesting because before I didn't have it. I was always the person who needed to be around other people, who wanted to be surrounded by social life. And even as a mom with the kids, I wanted to be around other moms and around other kids. But I've learned to understand the really big importance of that moment alone. And I think that's my biggest practice, and try to fit in a yoga class, which is what I really love to do as often as I can. And whether that is for anybody, movement, surfing, going to the beach or stepping outside, I think that's very important to find these little pockets where you just connect with yourself again. And being a meditation guy, like I have the words, right? Like feel the breeze, feel the wind touching your skin, just like appreciate that moment. Or, the beautiful sunsets we have here in this time of the year. Like sometimes we're such in a rush from here to there and we forget whoa, this is beautiful.
It's so aligned with the way I love to live my life as well. And I've been doing an art challenge, painting every day for 60 days.
Awesome.
I'm almost done with this challenge. And I noticed that once you have something to look for, like inspiration, let's say, I noticed that I wake up already looking for inspiration. It's
Absolutely. And the
so
more you
interesting.
practice that, like you comes to you.
Yeah,
It's beautiful. I love it.
if you wake up looking for inspiration, that's exactly what you're going to find. So if you wake up like complaining about life or like, oh, life is not fair, life is just going to show you and confirm whatever that you believe it is.
It's this constant journey of growing, learning, developing. The stagnant energy, you have to be moving. You have to continue to invest your energy into getting out of here and going there. Breathing is moving, and moving your body, moving your creativity.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you're just sitting there in your room, creativity is going to be a lot less than if you go outside and you.
I was talking about the arts challenge because I know you did something similar. You did yoga class for 80 days or something like that. Would you like to share how was your
Oh
experience
my
and
God.
what exactly was your challenge?
Yeah, for me, things kind of came and it presented in front of me. Right. I worked for this incredible resort, Surf and Sun in Laguna Beach. And the summer season is where there's daily classes, and they gave me a schedule proposal that was very intimidating, but also I wanted to embrace it. And with that extra added on, I already had my schedule from before that was not light, plus the kids. And I'm like, I'll do it. And it was supposed to be from June until Labor Day, which is September 1st. And then that was gonna end. September 1st came and they extend, so it was not even the 80 days. We're still kind of on that schedule. I had to adjust. The first challenge was through the middle of it. A large table fell on my foot and I was crushed. I had an interview at my dream job the next day. So when everything happened, I was more upset over everything that I've had committed to than uh, the injury itself. But I've decided, I'm just gonna go and do it. So for a lot of the classes, I just kept on showing up. I had to take a couple days where I couldn't work just for my health. And for a total of 165 days, which is 5 months and a half, I've taken only 7 days off. Whether it is because I had um, doctor's appointments or because my foot was hurting too much or just because things ended up aligning that way. It's been crazy. And that what happens is that became something that now is almost a constant. Now I'm trying to figure out how to align with this new reality where there's always work, there's always opportunities, and I have to start saying, no, this is not going to work for me. I'm gonna have to let go of this just because there's so many things that have showed the movement that I mentioned that I keep on the flow, and you go in and you put yourself into a challenge and you face it and all of a sudden things start falling in your lap.
People really want to work with you. Do you think it was because of your commitment to your yoga practice?
Yes, but I also think with that commitment comes confidence.
Mm.
So I've learned to step in places and be like, yeah, this is not gonna work for me. And maybe that person's like, well, I want to work with you. What is it gonna take? Right? Or there's opportunities where, this is far away and they'll come back. How much do you want? I want you. So all of that start happening in these 165 days. Even the resort that I work for, they just coincidentally decided that they wanted to keep weekend classes. So I'm still there on the weekends. It's just incredible how all of a sudden I have to dial it down. I have to step back and be like, works for me or what doesn't work for me, and I'm okay with this. And the more you put yourself in a situation that's a little uncomfortable, and then you get to learn that and you get to master that, and all of a sudden your confidence comes up, and also you got that knowledge, right? I've learned that I love the idea of, well, this is new. Let me see how this is gonna go. I'm gonna try it. And if anything, I've learned different people, different rules, and sometimes all the time it works. And then I have to decide, do I keep it? Do I not? And that's how it's been, like, gratefully. And I think also reliability, right? I say I'm going to do it and I do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can't believe I said I'll do this, but I said I was going to do it. I'm going to do it. Right. And I think in the yoga world and teacher community, it doesn't always work like that. So committing to something that raises your value.
Yeah. I just said something on my Instagram. The most beautiful thing is the person that you become after the challenge, because I wanted to devote my time to my art, right? Not take it for granted, but it goes so deeper than just devotion, because the person that you need to become in order to realize this whole everyday painting, you have to become another person. So it's about identity. It's about self-discipline. It's about accountability. It's about confidence. And it is about finding that space in your day and the commitment. Like it doesn't matter. It can be snowing. I can have 5 minutes. I will not give up on my challenge. And this is a level of discipline that unfortunately not a lot of people have it. I'm not saying that like, I am disciplined, but I have to build that. And I build that through this kind of challenge. I love that you say, well, I'm going to do it because I say I'm going to do it. That level of confidence from doing the things that you say you're going to do it. So thank you for sharing.
And then you
that.
go through it, right? And then after that experience, you go through it, you experience it, and you look back. Now you have, like, you can say whatever you want to say before you go through it. You can say, I'm very valuable. I'm only going to charge this amount. And but once you've gone through that experience and you come on the other side, it is not about proving that you're valuable. Like, you just know, like, And if it doesn't work for me, like if this is like, it's okay. Like I'm not trying to prove to you that I am. I love you. And if it doesn't work, it's great, And through being more confident in that process, I've learned that people will value you a lot more. They're like, no, 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 I want you. I
Yeah.
want to work with you.
Well,
Not everyone
yeah, they
else.
say like you have to value yourself so people will mirror what you value in yourself. That's
Absolutely. But
so
then
true.
to value yourself, you got to go through the hoops a little bit. You can't
Yeah.
just be like, now I wake up and I value, for me, there's a process. Like, I appreciate it. Sometimes I look around and I'm like, maybe somebody just wakes up one day and it's like, I'm worth this, and they become. That's possible, right? But in my experience, I had to kind of go through a little bit, and like those days, those 160 became from 80, almost double, more than double. They taught me a lot about, showing up. I was tired. Some days I didn't want to do it. Some days, I felt like this is not worth it. Some jobs, it's like, they don't even pay me this much. Why am I doing this? But I kept on showing up. And then on the other side, it comes like, I did it.
I have another
Yay.
question for you. As we enter the new year, can't believe it that I'm saying that, but as we
I
enter the
know.
new year, what does starting fresh truly means to you? I mean, energetically and emotionally.
That's a good question. I see every opportunity and that, right? A new season, the spring comes or the winter comes, a new month, a new week, a new breath, right? You can get a new moon. Every opportunity is an opportunity. So the symbol for me is like, it got a little cold, there's a new season. The kids are off school, there's a new season. And you see that as that what it is. You go through that season and then there's another one right there. So for me, at the end of the year, there's a lot of symbolism that happens. Just, we drop the old, the new number comes around. Some people start school that year or start something, but I think every moment is that opportunity. Every breath right here. Why wait until January to start something you can do right now? 20 days ahead of everybody that's starting on in January. So I love the symbolism and I use them a lot. We women, we have cycles in our own bodies. The school has the seasons as a mom, but I think you can take this moment, this evening, and be like, today I'm going to do something different right now. And I changed. Right now, I'm going to step outside and I'm going to see how that feels. I say that a lot because I used to be very stagnant. I should love to be indoors. You should love to watch TV or be on a screen and drink alcohol and go party. Those are the days we met, and then and then we learned that there's so much more value in this experience. This is what being a human is, experiencing.
I want to go back a little bit because something that you said that is so deep, which is every breath is a new beginning or something along that line. This is so powerful. It's also liberating.
Absolutely. I talk about the breath all the time because this is a big importance of life, right? Your breath is your superpower. It's like the most important part of our yoga practice is your ability to breathe. But then with one deep breath, you soften the tension in your body. You get to lower the beat of your heart. You get to calm your nervous system. You get to oxygenate every cell in your body. Just that one breath, right? And think about like you get to reset, step back and be like, give and take the opportunity to, instead of reacting, you get to respond. You take a deep breath and be like, do I have, even if you want to, do I have to say anything? Do I have to do anything about this? So yeah, and yoga, right? So the breath and yoga, I think that's what I like to teach more than really the poses. And you can get through the hard poses through breathing, but that's not the goal.
I have another question since we are talking about not reaction. It is the whole idea of this podcast, which is creative consciousness. That's what I call. That's when you stop reacting to life and you become more aware of your surroundings and understand on a deeper level that you create your own reality by your perception, by the way that you see the world. That's how I describe it, creative consciousness. But I would love to know, when you hear this term, creative consciousness, what does it mean to you and to your practice?
It's funny because I've never seen myself as a creative person up until very recently. And I think that's more of a struggle. I'm not artistic. I grew up with my mom being very manual and doing things, but I've been more like black and white and it is or it isn't. But that's the idea of finding creativity in every experience that you go. And you can create your own thing, but your own thing is created by borrowing from the experience that you live, right? So for my yoga classes, I go to concerts or DJ shows with my husband. When I come back, I put some of those songs there because that was my experience. And that's what makes it unique. Or I hear something out of this podcast and I go and I reflect on it. It's borrowed, right? It's not mine. Not everything that I say is mine. The quote from Rumi isn't mine, but it becomes mine the moment I express it, right?
Yes.
So it's borrowing from your own experience and creating your own. That's
Yeah.
that's what
I love
you
that.
agree?
Perfect. So let's say like we are at the end of the year, it's the holidays, people are getting busy. Is that anything that you can recommend or you can teach us how to be calm and center?
Absolutely. I'll answer your question. And if you want, when we're ready to finalize with a little meditation.
Yes.
First, I feel like a lot of, especially in the season, we're so focused from going from here to there, right? What's here and then point A to point B. And we often forget the journey that it takes there, whatever it is. The walk from the parking lot to the store. That is just as meaningful in your journey than when you get to the store and go get what you went there to get. Or the waiting in line or the journey. That's what the journey is. You're spending a lot more time going from here to there than here and there. So what I would suggest in this season is to appreciate those moments, the fresh air touching your skin or the conversation on the phone to prepare. Appreciate that you're talking with that person, hearing their voices, the lights on the sunset outside or wherever you're at, the blue of the skies, the faces that you get to see every day, the people you love, the voices you get. Some people don't get to do that ever. And I think even in yoga, it's this pose, and then this pose. What about the transition that it takes you to get there? What if you slow down your practice of yoga from one pose to the other? You feel every little inch of that transition. And I think that is the practice of mindfulness, opportunity to be more present, get out of your thoughts. They narrate so much in our lives. And that is a reset itself. Once you're able to take these pauses, be a little bit more aware of your thoughts
Mm,
and your go mind and the stories.
beautiful. Can we do a little short practice? So if you're driving, please don't do it. You can save it for later. If you're watching or if you're sitting down, would like to join us, Mirela
Yeah,
is going to lead us into a very short grounding meditation.
beautiful. So we'll start by either closing our eyes or softening our gazes and begin to connect inwards with anything that you're feeling, any energy, any stagnant hold. Maybe start noticing the noises that you hear on the outside and connect with that sense of hearing that we have. You notice how every noise, it begins from nothing and ends with nothing. And then bring your awareness to your body. Notice for your breath without changing anything. Rather appreciate how it feels to be here right now, breathing in and out. Maybe you notice that your breath is a little short or maybe a little soft. Soften your eyelids, open or close. Notice there's many little muscles that hold your eyes open or close. And take a deep breath in. Get open mouth, exhale. Good. As you inhale, notice how you expand and create space. As you exhale, notice how you get to soften right here. One more time, deep breath and fill it up all the way. Expand in your body. Open mouth, exhale, let it all go. Now you can open your eyes and begin to wiggle something. There you
So
go.
good. So good. So grounded. Thank you so much, Mirela. Let us know how we can follow you and work with you.
Yes. Right now I'm on Instagram, Mirela Mattos Wellness. We're creating a website, so it's going to be there when it's on shortly. And what I do there a lot is to share these quotes and talk about the practice and also have a little glimpse of my life as a mom and a yoga teacher and all the goals. And I also offer private classes. I offer group classes. I'm at the resort. I offer free community classes through Hogue and San Clemente and Foothill Ranch. I work for Power Yoga. I have a lot of places that you can just come and find me, take my yoga class, hot yoga, not hot yoga, outdoor yoga, beach yoga. And I do a lot of private work. I have prenatal clients. I have meditation clients where it's just one on one or maybe a small group. So find me there. I'm very responsive and I will be sharing my website soon in there. Thank you.
So beautiful. I will make sure to add everything in the show notes. Follow Mirela. She is amazing. Is there anything else you'd like to share?
No, I just want to say thank you. I'm a huge fan of yours. I love how innovative you are. You're always creating something different and new. And like that idea of movement, I'm very inspired by you as a friend. We've gone different paths. I'm a mom of six, but somehow we're always very connected. And when we speak, it's like it may be 4 months and it's like it was just yesterday. So
So true.
I appreciate your energy and I love and I learn from you and I'm very inspired by you. So thank you for doing this.
I really appreciate that, Mirela. Thank you so much for sharing
Thank you,
your
Drica.
wisdom with us, and Happy New Year. And
Happy New Year.
we're gonna be talking soon, and I can't wait to see what you create next.
Thanks for having me. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Bye. Bye.